Well, it was obviously good to come down here and get a win. And, you know, it's not easy to win in this conference. And it was a good football team and takes so many efforts to win the game, which we had a number of guys. But, boy, I thought you guys were there. Everyone was there and saw our defense played a heck of a football game against a really good offense. And, you know, both their scores come off of turnovers, one directly and the other after Braylon's fumble. But I thought a lot of guys on defense contributing, but you know, probably takes everyone to win these games and had a lot of guys that contributed.
Takeaways have been a topic of conversation for the defense, generating more takeaways. What were they able to do so effectively to get those, and how much of an emphasis has that been in recent weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it certainly was big to get the takeaways, and you know, it takes everyone to get them, to help put those in position. You know, I think the one pick, you know, his quarterback's kind of off his spot, pass rush, pressure, and then the first look isn't there, that's coverage, and then kind of sails a little bit and be able to take advantage of it. Colin made a heck of a play on the, you know, catch. I think it ends up being a fumble, you know, kind of taking that. And I think it's just guys doing their part. And if they do their job well enough, I think other guys, maybe it's not them directly, but other guys will benefit from it. And I think that's what was fun to see, is just a lot of guys contributing to help make those plays and all the other plays possible.
Paul, was that your best half of the season, maybe even the best game of the season from a complete, all three phases?
There certainly was a lot of good to it, and you know, I thought that, you know, we didn't have, I think there was a time where we just had 6 plays. We had in the start of the second half, you know, we were backed up, and Braylon gets the big run coming out, and then Ches finished, I think, on the third play with a heck of a run. And again, defensively, just kept playing. And I thought, you know, we get the penalty on the one touchdown, and I thought coverage unit did a nice job on that right there. And Vu came up with a couple big punts. There's a lot of good things that happened there, certainly.
Paul, do you think, I know the offensive line gets help blocking, do you think that unit has improved, in particular from game one, you know, specifically open up for the backs?
Yeah, I think, you know, they did a lot of really good today, and you know, I thought the combination. You're talking line, but you're talking about, you know, Ferg and John, and, you know, Cormac came in. Jalen Franklin ended up getting a lot of snaps, and you know, I know Danny had a big block on one of the touchdowns, and it takes everyone to get going. I think and the backs are running hard, so I think they feed off of each other a little bit, but certainly, you know, they're facing some tough looks, but they're finding ways to come up and coming off the ball, and I think recognizing too, you know, the defense that we have. You know, how can we, offensive line wise, offensively complement a good defense, and that's getting that thing going.
Do you think the pressure you guys put on their quarterbacks mounted as the game went on?
Yeah, it seemed like guys were getting after it. You know, Leo had a big play, and number of guys were, you know, early in the game we had them. I mean, I think it always takes a toll, and I think, again, those come from a couple of things. You know, it's good coverage in the back end, and it's guys working up front, and it's a number of guys doing the work.
Paul, what you guys do to take away David Bell? Because it wasn't until that last drive that he had a couple of catches. Before that, it was like 2 or 3 for not many yards.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, you know, Jimmy, our defense staff, puts together a really good plan, and I think that's a part of it, right? But then the kids understand it, and the kids are able to go out and execute it. And I thought they did, and I thought, you know, to take away a good player, it takes a lot. I thought you know, the corners did a good job, but, you know, they understood if they were getting help, where is it at, and I thought there was pressure. You know, I mean, I think it does take everyone to make it happen, and I thought that's probably what stood out to me the most.
You were asked about Colin Wilder, I think, as a leader recently, and you talked about, you know, the way he can speak well. Can you address what he did on the field without saying much, just as people?
He was he's a guy that gives this team juice, and he loves the game and loves playing with these guys, and I thought that is reflected in the way he played. You know, he was all over, and you know, you'll see him, and he's on the kickoff cover, and he'll do anything for this group, but he does it with great energy and a passion about it, and it's those things are infectious, and certainly impacted it in a number of ways. Besides just the approach that he brings, he was fun to watch. I always like watching him. He's fun to watch.
Paul, you only throw it 8 times today, but if you rush for 290, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you try to, any way you can find a way to win, you know, and I think that you're always going to have to be able to, you know, whatever way you got to do to move the ball. And like I said, I didn't think we weren't, you know, we weren't great on third down, and we got to be better there. You know, and I think it was one of those things that where the running game was going and the way our defense was playing, if we could continue to do that, thought that might be best, especially as we got in the second half, and how do you kind of try to shorten the game a little bit.
After Braylon's second fumble, it was a while before he touched the ball again. Did you guys want to give him some time to settle in and just relax a little bit, and how did he respond?
Yeah, I thought his response was really good, and you just kind of, you know, the flow of the game was part of it, and you know, we knew going in you're gonna still need him, and you know, sometimes it's to get right back in, you know, and go with it, and sometimes just to take a deep breath and, all right, it's not that too much, and you know what, a lot of times it comes from a good spot. You're trying to do not too much, but you don't want to give up on the play, and you keep going, and I think those are things that really every player learns, and you know, his intentions isn't to go out and put it on the ground, and he'll continue to grow from it. It's important to him, and you know, the way he contributes is he's capable of being a serious contributor for this team, and everyone knows that, and so you just continue growing with him.